Alright, what's going on YouTube? Coming back at you with another video. This isn't a video I usually post on my channel. My channel is usually bass things related, car audio related, stuff like that. Due to legal issues, I'm not really doing that type of stuff right now. So I have many hobbies. So this is one of the hobbies that I'm into. It is motorized bikes. I'm mainly making this video because I've had a few Phantom 85s motors on my motorized bike for a while now. This is the V3 version. I've had one, two, this is my V3. And I haven't seen many videos of the V3 on YouTube, if any at all. I don't think I've seen any at all. So I'm mainly making this video to kind of go through the V3. So here's my bike. It's just a Walmart Kent frame with the Phantom 85cc and mags on it. Forgive me if the lighting is bad. It is sunny outside right now. But there it is right there. Looks pretty clean. This frame has had multiple motors on it, multiple Phantom 85s. But I just got this one in the mail a couple days ago. Put the top end on it, blah blah blah, put it together. And this is my second run on this motor. I ran it about 5 or 6 minutes around my neighborhood just to get a heat cycle in it, let it cool off, and then we rode probably about 10 minutes to get to where I'm at right now. But I mainly just wanted to show this motor. I'm gonna do multiple videos on this motor and see how long it lasts. The very first V1 I had, it lasted, we're gonna say 2 to 3 weeks. I rode it back and forth to work. I never really beat on it, but I did. I broke it in. I put 3 tanks at 20 to 1 through it, and then I switched over to 32 to 1. And then probably about a week or so after that, it let go on me riding to work, 4:30 in the morning, let go. So I had to pedal the rest of the way to work, which I wasn't happy about at all. The V2, the next V2 I had, came with the graphene bushing or whatever, the upgraded bushing, the V2. It lasted a little bit longer. And I'm not gonna say I wasn't as nice to that motor. I broke it in, 20 to 1, and then I switched over to 40 to 1. And I was a little meaner to that motor, but it still should have lasted longer than what it did. Yeah, so it didn't last. It lasted probably a month and a half, maybe 2 months, of just normal riding. I'd floor it every now and again, just to have some fun with it. So that motor ended up tearing up the bushing. It tore up the piston. I'll do a video of the V2 after the last one I had, the V2. I'll do a video of that, of the piston and the bushing. I still haven't taken that motor apart. But this is the V3. It's got the needle bearing in it. As you can see, the head is still the same silver color, so it doesn't have many miles on it. This bike has plenty of miles on it with different motors, the Phantoms, just different motors. This frame has lasted longer than I've had 2 Nel Lusos, or however you want to pronounce it, the black frames. I've had 2 of those, and they've all cracked back here. Both of them, they both cracked back there. I was running a 36-2 sprocket on the back, and they've all cracked. So I switched over to this one. It was a little bit cheaper, and it's been doing good. This is the 3rd Phantom that it's had on it, and it hasn't cracked yet. And I also just switched to a 42 sprocket, just for multiple reasons. I wanted to see the torque. I wanted to see if it helped with the power band a little bit. Just different things. I don't really need the speed. Do I like the speed? Yes, I do love the speed. of the 36, but I switched to a 40 just to see if I could get similar speeds with a little bit more torque, because I do have hills in my town, so the torque is necessary. Granted, this motor, even with the 36, would pull up basically any size hill that I have in my town, aside from a few, with no problem. So I'm hoping that this one will push me up the hill with minimal effort. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'1", basically 300 pounds, so the extra torque will come in handy. So basically all this is an update video of the Phantom V3. Like I said, this is my second heat cycle on it, so I'm gonna put a few more heat cycles on it. Right now I'm at 20-to-1 on the oil mix. Their website calls for 20-to-1 on break-in and then 25-to-1 for normal riding. They just switched that, I think, with the V2 or possibly the V3. So we're gonna run with that 25-to-1. Even with the 20-to-1, it still has enough get up and go. So I really don't think you need to go over 25-to-1. Right now my bike is set up with, I can't see the sun, thumb throttle. Kind of hard to see. Thumb throttle. And right now the screw is pushed in pretty far. So even if I floor it, we're still not getting over half throttle. So I'm really babying this motor right now. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't go over half throttle. So we're gonna baby it. We're gonna break it in. That's my turn signals at night. And then I've got my light on the back. It shoots out 2 beams on the side of the bike, and then it's got an arrow that, you know, you're turning right or turning left. But anyway, we're gonna take it easy on this motor for probably a gallon of gas. Probably run a gallon through at 20-to-1, and then we'll switch over to 25-to-1, and we'll see how it does. So anybody that's interested in the Phantom, you know, they're the V2 or the V1 and V2 have not gave the Phantom a good rep, so hopefully with this V3 it'll last a little bit longer. Now, one thing I did notice when I first fired it up, the noise in the top of the motor is significantly quieter than with any of the other bushings, the V1 bushing and the V2 bushing. So hopefully, if that needle bearing stays intact and doesn't drop down into the bottom of the motor, the V3 will be a good motor. Because like I said, I'm a big guy. I'm almost 300 pounds. So this motor, even with when I had the 36 on it, it carried me anywhere I wanted to go. I think I topped out on that 36. I think I topped out at about 46 miles an hour. Now, my buddy, when he rode it, he's probably half my weight, 150, 160 pounds. He got it to go 50. Granted, you know, he's less weight, so, you know, less load on the motor, so you can go faster. So with the 36, he did 50. I did, I think, like I said, 50 or 46. But I'm really not about speed anymore. Not gonna say I'm not about speed, but I don't want the speed if it's gonna chew up my motor. So I went with the 40. Like I said, YouTube, this is my bike. It's a cheap bike. Well, it was cheap. It was a cheap frame, and then I put expensive parts on it, so it's not really cheap anymore. But I'm gonna give you guys updates on the V3 when I get more miles on it. Once I do the break-in, which I'll probably do the majority of that today. Ride it 10-15 minutes, cool it off. Ride it another, you know, 10-15 minutes, cool it off. Get through as much gas as I can today because it's a beautiful day out here. So when I have an update for you, I will come back to you. But for now, signing off.